Let's react to a James Yeager video. This one's only like 5 minutes long, so that's the reason why I chose it, because most of his videos are 1 billion minutes long, and I don't want to sit through that shit. But here we go. The perfect AR15. Yes!
Hey everybody, James Yeager with Tacres Response. Thanks for watching. I've been asked what the ideal rifle for the modern Minuteman is, and I'm just going to tell you what I think the ideal AR-15 is, the one I'm holding. And
I like the concept of Minuteman rifles. I think that's a good idea.
And it's funny because people will say to me, do you recommend the Tactical Response AR or this other AR? And I'm like, do I recommend the one that I personally spec'd out each piece?
I mean, do I recommend the one that makes me money, or one that isn't going to make me money? I'm not going to fault him for that.
Or something else.
Make money, dude.
Funny internet stuff. So, the rifle. Midwest Industries rifle, 18-inch barrel. Why 18-inch barrel? Because I want this thing lethal at full distance, and I call full distance for these types of rifles 300 yards. 300 yards.
Great news, James Yeager. Your 18-inch barrel is actually probably like lethal out to like 600 yards. I mean, there have been, I think Mark 12 had some like kills clocked 500 plus pretty comfortably. But let's be clear, folks. Like a 10-3 with 77 grain is gonna kill people at 300 yards. So we're already off to a great start.
Now this rifle is set up as a backup rifle for my Minuteman kit, and it does not have a laser on it, IPLC on it right now, but it's set up for that. That's why it looks, the lighting is different than my other rifles. But I'll start at one end and go to the other. I love Magpul furniture. Got this Garmin on here in case I need to get somewhere or to get lost.
People did that at one point.
I've got this on here. SOE single point sling. Two-point sling that has a tourniquet pouch for a rat's tourniquet will go right in that bad boy.
I mean, this is not related to the rifle because it's a sling. It's ancillary to the rifle, but bungee slings are stupid and rats tourniquets are worthless.
But I like the adjustable sling. The two-point sling,
dude.
Just for its versatility with heavier guns. So let's get up here to the optics. What do I have? An aim-point magnifier behind the aim-point. I believe that the best sighting system for an AR-15 is something like this, a dot and a magnifier. I believe this is the absolute best setup, and I believe that there's little doubt that Aimpoint is the leader in this category, and they're good folks. So, but got this M5 on here and the 3-power magnifier. The 6-power magnifier is too long. It's too much.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, you can't get like an 18-inch barrel and then be like, oh, anything more than 3x is too much. Like, dudes, like Marines have 4x ACOGs on 20-inch barrels. They have 4x ACOGs on 14.5 barrels. This is nutso. By the way, LPVO solves that issue.
We don't need that for 300 yards. It's great. Don's got one on a 308, loves it to death, but for this, no thanks. I have Midwest Industries sights on here, and front and rear, and the front one has the XS sights front stripe with tritium in it. And
like your aim point is literally like going to survive more than that tritium insert is going to survive.
I believe that being able to fight all the way, even if I have to go through this stuff, is important. Spare bolt, a firing pin and cotter pin, and some breakthrough clean grease in the butt stock of all.
Yeah, let's make your AR a little, about 5 ounces heavier, I think is how much all that shit weighs. 5 ounces heavier, for that time that you get into a firefight for 5,000 rounds.
All my fighting guns. Then Surefire Scout up front with a tape switch for the laser and IR.
Oh my gosh! Look, it's mounted to the Picatinny rail is mounted to M-lock, and then it just uses the factory mount onto the Picatinny rail. Maybe this is his backup. Maybe the primary one
18-inch
is
barrel,
set up.
and people are like, why an 18-inch barrel?
You already talked
because
about
I
this,
want
dude.
this thing lethal for that full 300 yards. And you guys that just shoot your rifles close or don't shoot things at further distances, you start to think a 10.5-inch AR-15 is the same as a 20-inch AR-15, and they are not. You lose a lot of the versatility, lethality, and incapacitation of the rifle when you shorten the barrel. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a short barrel, but make sure you have ammo that matches that.
See, but that's a little like disingenuous in my eyes. Like, you can't be like, oh, I got an 18-inch barrel so that it's lethal out to 300 yards. Your 10.5s are way different than this, you know. But if you have right ammunition, it's fine. Because that's like that is true. Like, if you have proper ammo, that's fine. He didn't comment on the brake. Why do you need a brake on an 18-inch barrel is beyond me, but whatever.
A full-length rail on here. Like guys like shorter rails. I want the longer rail in case I have to put it on something and shoot. I don't want the barrel resting. I would have it come all the way out to here, you know. I don't want the barrel resting on anything. So if I need to put this thing beside a tree as a rest or something like that, I want the full-length rail. But that's it. Some people want to know what I think and why.
Hold
well,
on.
what I think, anything. So here, a lot of the versatility.
I don't think that's staked. I don't really care a shit ton. Like, I'm not a stake Nazi, but I do think that it needs to be secured in some way. Probably Loctited, right?
Lethality. Like when I've trained with other instructors, you've seen these rifles, this rifle and other rifles, my students' rifles running. But this is it. This is what I think the ideal AR-15 is. I think this is what the ideal modern Minuteman's rifle is, and I think anybody would be well served having a setup like this. You don't have to get this exact setup, but this is what I think an AR-15 where it shines. This is James Jacob for Tactical Response, reminding you that your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends. Ideal modern minute.
All right, let's go through this. Let's find like a good like side profile thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Front to back, I don't think that you need a brake on an 18-inch barrel. I mean, you talk about like the idea of this is like it's a Minuteman rifle. Why increase your visual signature at night with a brake? Whatever. I'm not a huge fan of the Surefire mounted to a rail mounted to M-lock. There's tons of solutions out there to directly mount that and really get it up into the 45 degree position. He does have an at ball C at Bial at Babal C apparently, so that's cool. Midwest Industries rail, no problem with that. I have no idea who manufactures the barrel because he didn't tell us that. I don't even know if it's a mid-length gas system. I assume that it is. Yeah, I mean, receivers fine. No details about the bolt carrier group. The tritium front sight thing is stupid. Carrying an extra bolt in your pistol grip is dumb. The single point bungee sling is silly. I think that I don't have a problem with the optics setup, but this idea that, oh, I want it to be fully lethal out to 300 yards, but I don't want 6x magnification because I can see everything that I need to see with 3x. No, I mean, optics serve multiple purposes, and magnification serves multiple purposes. It helps us with gathering information about our target and stuff. So there's multiple reasons why LPVOs have become very popular. But as a Minuteman rifle, I don't really understand this too much because in 2019 I probably want a suppressor. It's probably a big thing, and that probably knocks any 18-inch barrel out of the park there. Probably any 14.5 as well. I mean, we'd probably be looking at 12.5. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video where I make a Minuteman rifle. Cool.